position in the deadlift. This is a video that applies especially for when you're cycling deadlifts, several repetitions, even if it's a strength workout or a metabolic conditioning workout, anything of the sort. Doesn't apply so much to like the single deadlift when you're doing like 1 rep, but it will be useful there too. So let me tell you what happens often. So, and you know, like we'll start via negativa. We'll start with like 1, not 2. So what happens often is people will come here, grab that bar, finish, and hang out here for a sec, rest, and then go back down, and then lift again, right? So what you saw there is not terribly bad in terms of biomechanics, but it sets you up poorly for the next rep. And what you saw there is I'm retracting my shoulder blades pretty high and I'm leaning back, right? Those are the two things. I might not be arching my back, right? Like, which would not feel very good, but I'm just leaning back. I'm like extending a little bit my hips more than I need to. And it feels really good for a very simple reason, and is that I have a lot of weight in front of me, so I lean back to counterbalance that, literally, and then I'm just hanging out there. I don't have to do a lot of effort. I'm using physics and gravity to help me hold that, and it's just my forearms that get tired. So that's why we do that. The problem is when we're cycling deadlifts, when you go here, in order to go down, you have to go forward, and the bar is most naturally, most of the times, not necessarily, but most of the times, is gonna end up in front of you, setting you up poorly for the next rep. And so, unless you're super intentional, which becomes even more of a hassle and even more taxing, you will have to come back to neutral and then go down, and that's not going to work, right? And so, it's important to reinforce a good finishing position. First, you don't want to spend a lot of time under tension here breathing, so there's no need to hold that bar. Better to just drop it and do your next rep. And second, you want to make sure that your finishing position really sets you up properly for the next one. And so the rationale here is very simple. I want to end, and I'll show you the bar in a second, in a neutral position, right? My pelvis, my spine are aligned here, and you know, and I want to set myself so that when I go back to that next rep, the bar just has to stay on the same plane and go down, right? So all I'm going to do is, instead of extending, like leaning back, I'm gonna stay neutral. What does that mean in terms of the shoulders? I am not going to be like engaging the shoulders really hard. They're still engaged, they're still working, but just because they're working doesn't mean that they're retracted, right? Like I can't have the shoulders engaged while they're not squeezed together super high. I can't keep them there or here and still keep them engaged. So that's the thing, and how that is going to look is the following way. You're gonna come here, you're gonna finish, and you're here. And if you look at me, your hips are open. Squeeze your butt if you wanna make sure. Knees are extended. Extend the quad, like tighten your quads if you wanna be good. If you wanna know. Shoulders are active, but they're not overextended, and I'm pretty much in a neutral position. If you're used to this, it's gonna feel like you're not finishing the rep. You are. It's just that you're not leaning back, right? If you're in competition, a lot of people will think that you're not finishing the rep. You are. It's just you're not overextending the hips. The hips are still open. And the advantage of that position, so as you saw there's two main things. Nice neutral posture, and it'll start actually from the shoulder, so that the bar stays here. If you see what happens when I retract my shoulder blades, is that the bar comes a little bit closer to me, and I have to lean back. That's why we engage the shoulders really hard at the beginning of the lift, so that the bar stays close to me. But at the end, I just have to keep them tight, but not really retracted. Anyhow, so what you'll see, and this is why we do this, the purpose there is that when I'm there, if I finish in that neutral position, then sending the butt back and bringing the bar down brings that bar exactly to the right place for my next rep without effort. And so instead of going here forward and try to like doing a lot of shifting of your center of mass, you just keep the bar on the same plane, and you just move your self so that the bar is staying on the same plane, right? Like that is the logic behind it. Anyhow, finishing position. So easy thing to work on when you're doing lots of reps, right? So I'm here, finish, 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 right? And you will make your cycling a lot easier. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes.